It's a rematch for an interim title. Dan Tom here with MMA Junkie to help you break down the co-main event for UFC 277 between Brandon Moreno and Kai Kara-France. These two originally met back at UFC 245 a few years back, where Brandon Moreno was able to get the nod after coming through a somewhat tough first round, as fighters tend to have against Kai Kara-France due to his speed, timing, feints, combinations, and counters. But Moreno, being the adjuster and durable fighter that he is, was able to find counters of his own via his left hook, that patent shot of his, as well as some nice switch kicks. He was able to pull away down the stretch. Now, since then, Moreno, of course, has tasted gold, but with his seemingly never-ending, while still awesome, series with Figueiredo kind of on a brief hold, if you will, well, the UFC decided, as it does, to put on an interim title. At the time of this video, the odds makers and public are siding with the former champion, Brandon Moreno, in the neighborhood of minus 220, with the comeback on your underdog, Kai Kara-France, in the neighborhood of plus 170. Now, the line did open a bit tighter, which I agree with a bit more, but I don't disagree with, Moreno being the designated favorite, if you will. Not only have we seen him kind of win this matchup before, but I think perhaps those kind of left hooks and those left switch kicks that I mentioned in the previous section of this breakdown, well, I think those will come into play with the way Kai Kara-France kind of tends to dip. And we've seen Kai Kara-France, even though he's a really good counter striker, if you can extend the exchanges on him, well, that tends to give him problems, and that is what kind of Moreno tends to do. In fact, Figueiredo in his corner smartly did not want to extend the exchanges in their trilogy fight and decided to pick off Moreno with leg kicks that were particularly effective in the first two rounds of their trilogy fight. Do not be surprised to see Kai Kara-France and his very educated team behind him come in with a very well-prepared game plan and some really good tactics involving the leg kicks, feinting, footwork, and circling. Those were really key for Figueiredo. They're really key for a fighter that likes to counter and use boxing prowess like Moreno. However, the quiet theme on this main card are fighters changing camps, and Moreno has went through a major camp change, now training with James Krause and the like at Glory MMA and Fitness. Be curious to see how those intangibles play out. Very good camps nonetheless, but good camps, good camp changes. We have seen that adjusting period, perhaps that weird fighter too. Let's see what we get this Saturday, but I'm going to go ahead and pick Moreno. He could press a grappling advantage and perhaps win by submission, but if not, I suspect we get a competitive and tactical fight that goes to decision. Give me Moreno to adjust better down the stretch. For reasons as well as more stats, like their stats and rematches and the like, check out my in-depth breakdown at MMAJunkie.com, where you can find results for this weekend.